Hey, Combat Sports Nation. I hope everyone is in good health today. I'm with and appreciative to have a repeat guest, one half of March 3rd, Bellator 174 headliner, second ranked female featherweight fighter in the world, Julia the Jewel Bud, who will take on finally Marloes Coenen. Julia, fight camp surely is winding down. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm in high anticipation of this featherweight fight. I definitely am excited to see this bout.
Me too.
Now, you and we spoke before Bellator 162, and you had actually said that your performance would move you from the undercard to the main card. Fast forward to today, you're only days away from not only being on the main card, but the headliner. Congratulations. And what was the feeling like or the moment like when you got the call or was given the offer to fight in the main event for the title and against Marloes?
It's been a dream come true. I think when I first heard about it, I had to pinch myself, make sure that it was real. And since then, I've just been so committed to making sure that I win on March 3rd.
If I recall, it was May 2016 when you guys were first scheduled to meet in the cage. So, will it feel like finally, when you get into the cage on March 3rd, will it feel like finally you guys are meeting?
It feels like finally. This is the third time we were supposed to fight, so I feel like it's the perfect timing. I feel like I'm at my very best, and I hope she's at her very best. And I look forward to putting on an awesome performance.
Or you would be her 31st fight, I believe, and there's definitely that number of fight discrepancy, but you guys have both fought extremely high caliber opponents. Do you think the experience, I mean, your last opponent also had a lot of experience here, but it's the caliber of opponent. Where would you rank her as far as a caliber opponent that you've faced thus far?
I think she's right up there. I think that I've never taken kind of the easy road with
Never.
with my opponents. It's like right off the bat, I was fighting. I fought Sheena Olsen, who was undefeated, and then I fought Amanda Nunes, Jermaine Randamie, Ronda Rousey, and then it's kind of that was my first year of fighting.
Yes.
And I've always looked to fight the best. And she's up there for sure. I think she's definitely, like they always say that your toughest opponent's the next one that you face because you can't look past anyone. And I'm looking forward to getting in there and showing what I can do against her.
Taking yourself out and looking at it as a fan and hearing that, what do you think when you say my first 4 fights were these women? As a fan, did you ever consider that and look back at yourself and go, wow, I'm in pretty badass?
You know what? No, I only realized, it was funny, it was like a realization, actually like about a month ago, I brushed my teeth and I'm like, holy crap, that was all in like a fight. I was talking to Lance Gibson Jr. and I was like, that was my first year of fighting. Like I didn't even realize that it was all in under a year that I faced those 4 people, and then it was like, wow, you know what? Pretty cool. Like I never kind of dwell in the past, but it was pretty cool that was my first year of fighting, and the learning experiences that I was able to encounter right away, so that it could make me into a more complete fighter now.
What was your background prior? I mean, or how long were you training before you made that?
Yeah, Muay Thai fighting. I had done Muay Thai for, I think my first Muay Thai fight was in 2002, and then 2010, I lost a Muay Thai fight in 2008, and I kind of hung up my gloves. I was like, I'm done. I was heartbroken, and we were training for. I was down in California for my husband, who was training Rampage at the time, and that was in 2010. And he's like, you know what, you're fighting. And I'm like, what? No, I don't want to do it. I kind of had this whole story. I was like, I'm not fighting. And he's like, nope, Big Force needs a 145er in 5 weeks, and you're doing it. I don't care. And I'm like, Oh my God! And so at first, I just committed to it, and I kind of just taking it one step at a time, and I had an amazing experience that night. Phoenix Knowles, and I've been hooked ever since. So, yeah, that's kind of the road that's kind of what got me into MMA. But now I'm hooked.
No, look, that's great. That's great. And we're excited that you are. We're definitely excited that you are. So I understand it being over a year now, considering training camp for your first scheduled bout for your current opponent. How has the mental preparation been?
I'm the most mentally prepared I think I've ever been for any fight. That's one thing that was another huge improvement this fight camp was getting 100% mentally prepared. It's visualizing every single scenario, the good scenarios, the bad scenarios, and how I'd overcome those and in the fight, and just really embracing it. And I feel really mentally prepared going into this.
So Marloes, yourself, are ranked at the top of the world, and it's no accident. It's not because either one of you are one-dimensional by any means. She's had her success on the ground, submitting with submissions. You have a track record of beating fighters up decisively everywhere. What do you think her biggest strength is going to be that you want to avoid? And what do you think is going to cause her a long night on your end? From what do you think is going to give each other the biggest potential issue?
I think that her strength is definitely on the ground, but I don't take away from those. If you focus too much on one thing, then you miss the strike that she could potentially land because I was too focused on thinking that she was just going to grapple.
Right.
So I think that right now, I'm prepared for anything. I'm prepared for her to try to kick off, but I know deep down she wants to get it on the ground, slow it down, and make it a jiu-jitsu match. I'm looking to push the pace, stop the takedowns, and use my striking against her, really. But I'm willing to go to the ground as well, and I'm confident on the ground. I'm confident in my grappling skills. So I think that the main thing is pushing the pace and making her work and hitting her, landing my strikes. That's what I'm focused on.
Now, in a week's time, Bellator will have the strongest female featherweight division in the world. And you could very well be the queen sitting on top of that division. Has that gone through your mind, knowing that in a week's time that could be the realization for you, is that you could be sitting on top of the toughest division in the world?
I've definitely envisioned everything, and I'm not looking past that night. I got to get the job done,
right?
And I got to make sure that I get the job done, and then I can experience that. But I've definitely visualized it, and that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to be the champ. That's it. Like, get the job done and have my hands raised any way possible, and put on a great show for the fans.
The ref is holding your wrist, waiting to raise your hand with the winning call. What is and I know you've said that you visualized it in many, many different ways, but what do you hope is the call followed by the new?
By TKO submission, I want to finish the fight though. I don't want to go the distance. I want to get the job done and finish it in the best way possible. And to me, I've seen me submitting her. I've seen me TKOing her. I've seen me, outworking her from the start of the first bell to the end. But at the end of the day, it's like I win by TKO.
Gibson MMA being your primary gym, who has helped you there prepare, and did you split your time elsewhere preparing for this championship fight March 3rd?
I've been with my teammates and my coaches at Gibson MMA. They've been with me the whole way through. I've got amazing sparring partners, Ken Ishii, Howie Tan, Lance Gibson. We've been Paul Nguyen. He's been a huge help for this camp. they've all been helping me prepare for victory, and they've been watching. It's like we're all such close friends. They've been watching me from day one, and I just feel like this is the ultimate goal of theirs too. So to have all my best friends, amazing sparring partners, and people that push me day in and day out to be able to do this for them, it's like that's my dream.
You're an incredible student of the craft. I know you say you study your opponents, and Marlo's last fight was a loss against a last-minute replacement. Did you see anything there in that loss, in that first round submission, that you were able to formulate anything that you might not have seen prior to that?
I think so. Like Alexis is a totally different fighter than I am.
Right.
So it's like certain things that she did, I wouldn't necessarily do with what I. But one thing that I noticed is Marloes really lost her composure in there. She was headbutting. It was like what I noticed was she almost totally, in my opinion, underestimated Alexis. And I think that that's one thing is like it's martial arts 101 is like never underestimate your opponent. And it was, in my opinion, a really easy fight for Marloes to have won if she had kept her cool and done what she does. But that was one thing that I found a little bit different than some of her other fights that I noticed. And that's a different fight than I would have, like, Alexis finished her off her back. In my fights, I never look to be on my back. I want to be in top, and I want to be laying ground and pound and striking. So that's kind of, I saw some things, but at the same time, it's like I would have done a lot of things differently. So
I don't want to keep you too much longer. I can't emphasize how much I greatly appreciate your time. I believe this is the second time that you'll be fighting in Thackerville. What can the fans expect in your championship performance?
You're going to see a whole new Julia Budd using my striking and all my abilities, and I'll be headlining it. It's so exciting to be headlining the card. My mom was born in Oklahoma. I'm so pumped to be fighting there again. It was such an amazing crowd, and I'll be getting my hands raised on March 3rd.
I appreciate it. If people wanted to follow along with you through social media, what are your social media links? Twitter, Instagram?
For sure. Follow me on Instagram at Jules604, on Twitter at Julia Budd, and on Facebook at Julia Budd as well.
We appreciate your time. Combat Sports Nation appreciate your time. If you have not already, with your fans and our fans, go to Combat Sports Nation on Facebook and on Instagram. Give us a like and a follow. Instagram, on Twitter, we're CMBTSPRTS Nation. We appreciate your time. Julia, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you in the main event. Look at that. March 3rd coming up.
Thank you.
It's great to say. It's great to say. So thank you so much once again for coming on and chatting with me.
Thank you.
Follow us on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Visit us on Twitter. And stay tuned.